Alright, I think we can go ahead and get started. Man, been a while since we've had a stream, but I think I'll go ahead and say it. How are you all doing tonight? My name is Bigbobbedboi, and welcome to the stream. Been wanting to get more streams going, but been really busy making these videos. In fact, I've been working real hard lately. I just finished the script for what is going to be my biggest video ever. Script clocked in at 12,000 words. Not really looking forward to editing that video, but it is going to be an amazing one. I know it's a little bit of a late night stream, and most of my viewers are actually on in the mornings. YouTube will show all that info, and it's like, that's why I release my videos in the morning. Most people watch them around 10 in the morning, my time. So I assume most people watching this are going to be watching the VOD, which is fine. But that was Blizzcon, guys. It was a weird one. I'll be honest with you, I had trouble watching it. I couldn't really stand it. Most of it was really boring, but the BC announcements were not boring. That video, like the little round table thing, that was a little boring, but I'll be honest with you guys, I was really shocked. I did not think that it was going to turn out as good as it did. Like I said in I put a post up, and it was all really good, except for one thing. But you didn't catch it at all. Well, you didn't miss much. In fact, I watched the TBC part. The TBC reveal, and then there was like a TBC roundtable. But after that I went back to working on videos, and I just left it on, and like I'd look at it every now and then. After the TBC part, I noticed the viewer count just dropping like crazy. When the Diablo stuff came on, at least the stream I was watching, it dropped a lot, and then by the time the I think it was Overwatch stuff was on there, like nobody was watching, and the comments were pretty brutal. Yeah, the TBC part, that was the only thing watching. And actually I don't know if you guys saw it, but right before the TBC part, I don't know why, this is something that companies for game reveals and that kind of stuff, they try and do, and it never works. For some reason, they had Metallica on, and I'll be honest, I like Metallica. I've been playing guitar for like 10 years. I minored in music. I know a lot about music. I like Metallica. They are fucking done. That performance was awful. It was just painful to watch. It was really bad. I mean, Kirk Hammett, people were memeing on him because he kicked some chair. At least watch that clip of that performance. Kirk Hammett just kicked some chair over. I don't know, he thinks that's really tough, but he actually got in trouble for doing that a couple years ago because yeah, it was not good. And like I said, I like Metallica, I do, but it's just they're not doing so good anymore. But Kirk kicked some chair right in that performance a couple of years ago. Actually, it's probably like 6 years ago now. They were playing a show, but it was at a stadium, so there were people all around them, not just in front of them, and they had these like big black balls all over it, all over the stage, and he would like go around and kick them for some reason. And I don't know why, but there was a little kid there, and he kicked one of those and hit this little kid right in the head, and they just went flying, and they kind of got in trouble for that. So I'm surprised he's still going around kicking stuff. But anyway, the stream's not going to get off the rails. All right, we're going back. All right, TBC reveal, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, so that part wasn't great, but the actual TBC info that we got was really really good. Like, I could not believe what I was hearing. The biggest thing that surprised me was... Oh, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the comments. In fact, I've had a lot of really good people on here lately. So thank you guys very much. But that's exactly right. One Slippy. My font's really small. I can't read anything right now. No. It's been a while since I've streamed, and YouTube just totally messed up everything. I don't know if you noticed, but I started streaming and everything was screwed up, so I had to go back and change everything. It was showing really long ads. There shouldn't be any like video ads when you try to watch my streams. I had to turn that off. Hopefully the streams are working okay now. But yes, that was one thing that I did not expect at all. I thought Blizz would just be like, okay, we just got to keep it how it is. We'll error, you know, we're going to be safe. And they didn't. They didn't. We're going to get Seal of the Martyr. That is really, really nice. I was not really wanting to play Paladin at all in TBC. Because of that, it's like, you know, I like Horde, but for me, Paladin is an Alliance character. I played a Demon Paladin for so long. It's going to be tough, you know. I ain't a Blood Elf one, but I don't have to do that. We were getting Seal of the Martyr at 70, and Blood Elves will get Seal of Vengeance at 70 as well, so not have to worry about that threat when tanking. And that was just one thing. Like, I put down a couple notes because I want to talk about some of these important points. And just going over the notes that I wrote down, all of them were positive except for one. That's way, way better than I expected, so this has been a pretty good day. But yes, seals are on point. It's going to be really nice. In fact, actually, not only is that just good for, you know, people that want to play in Alliance Paladin, that's pretty good for Arena too, because, you know, I might end up playing Turbo, and I don't know if we're going to run Ret, we're going to run Enhance. You can do it both ways. We'll see, but that's all around just a really great change. Yeah, I did not expect that either. So that is a really good thing. And I don't know if they let that slip, but they kind of confirmed that they're going to do Wrath of the Lich King. I don't remember the exact words that woman, that person said, but they were like, it's a progression server. So all of our expansions that we launch, you know, it's going to carry through on that server. So they pretty much just confirmed to me that at least right now they are planning that they will do Wrath of the Lich King 2. I don't know if they're going to go any further than that. Shit, I didn't sell stuff. I don't really care if they go any farther than that. Cataclysm wasn't really my thing, but that is pretty exciting. Just that, you know, we kind of know that they're going to do that now. I'm obviously more excited for TBC, but it's kind of nice to know that you can plan that ahead of time, that it's going to come out. So if there's stuff you want to hold on to and whatnot, or if you want to have a certain profession or whatever, we can do that.
I've been expecting you.
Another really, really surprising one to me was that they are going to give us Draenei and Blood Elves in the pre-patch. What? Draenei and Blood Elves in the pre-patch. I did not see that coming. There were so many people wanting that, but that was another thing that I thought Blizz is just going to do it like it was originally, and, you know, I'll be fine with it. But no, they're not. But that is really good, actually. For me, it's mainly good for Arena. We're not going to have too much trouble tier 4 raids either way, because that's how, you know, we did them originally. By the time I got my Draenei Shaman to 70, I mean, that was my alt. I'd already played my warrior at 70 for a while, and there were like hardly any other Draenei Shamans at 70. And obviously we'd cleared all tier 4 raids at that point, so it's going to be interesting to see. And I'm wondering if we're going to see more people level TBC alts at that point as Blood Elves or Draenei. You don't really need Draenei for anything, but Draenei Priest is pretty good. You'll have, well, everybody gets Fear Ward, but you'll get, what's it called? Force of Wisdom or something like that. It's not a bad racial, and you get Chastised. So Draenei Priest is one of the best priests in TBC, so we might see some of those. And Blood Elf isn't that bad for melee either. Having that silence is pretty nice, so would be interesting to see if people are going to do that. And enhance Draenei Shaman, yeah, man. That's what I mainly played on my Draenei Shaman. Except for in PvP, I actually did Elemental, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best idea, but I had a good time. And I've mentioned this before, but a friend of mine played Boomkin, and Elemental Shaman Boomkin was a way better combo than you would think, because nobody expected you to just run in there and burst him down like that. I don't know where I'm going right now, by the way. I don't know why I logged on to this druid. I'm mainly here just to talk about TBC, but I was like, alright, fuck it, we'll get on a druid, put up a cyclone tooltip for the thumbnail. That's what we're gonna do. But yeah, I don't know where I don't know where I'm fucking going right now. 2v2 with a pro warrior. Yeah. So, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that at all. I was not a fan of Prot in Arena, to be honest with you.
Peace, friend.
Not because it's necessarily bad, it's not, but that I've just never been a fan of Prot in arenas. It's just it's not the greatest. Forgot to click on that, didn't I? Priest of... I'll tell you what, though. Even though I'm saying that, you guys notice I put a lot of screenshots from Vanilla and BC. I have all those ones I took. I have some screenshots where, like, some random guy messaged me, and he's talking shit, saying that I was playing Resto Druid Prot Paladin. I don't ever remember doing that, but he said apparently I did, so I guess I was kind of a dick back then. I don't know. What about world buffs? Well, they didn't say anything about world buffs, but the way they talked about it was they said phases, not patches. So to me, that means we will be in a 2.4.3 style client. So if we're in a 2.4.3 style client, we don't really have to worry about world buffs. There are some small, like, kind of scattered around buffs. Like, I don't remember which quest it is. There's one quest that'll give out a buff, but it's more like War Chief's Blessing than it is, you know, Ani buff and all the other shitty world buffs. DM, ZG buff. There's just too fucking many of them. So world buffs aren't really going to be a problem. Leatherworking drums, they didn't say anything, but if I'm being honest, that doesn't bother me very much. I mean, think about it. World buffs are annoying every single time you go raid. You have to get your world buffs. Leatherworking, you level it once and you're done. It does suck, yes, that you don't have another profession, but I don't know, it's not that big of a deal to me. If you are trying to only raid on one character and then not have any alts, then it can kind of be annoying at that point. But if you've got an alt that can be mining or especially herbalism to help get your consumables, then it's not that big of a deal, really. Like, right now I'm leveling up a warrior because I gotta play warrior. Even if I don't play it as a main, I mean, hunter's gonna be the main, but even if I don't play it as like an alt that I play a lot, I still have to do it just for the nostalgia. I have so many memories of playing warrior in TBC. And so what I'm doing is I'm leveling that warrior up as mining and skinning. So I'm saving all that leather the whole way, and I'll just send that over to my hunter if I do need to go leatherworking. And then I've got all the ore that I've held on to. I can switch that warrior over to blacksmithing. Kind of a dual purpose thing there. I figure a lot of us are going to be leveling alts, so something like that. And then leatherworking is no problem. The only real downside to it is if you want to focus on PvP and PvE, leatherworking is not going to do much for you in PvP. You would rather have, like, potentially engineering, depending on how they're going to release that stuff. Enchanting, jewel crafting are going to give you biggest stat buffs. Enchanting especially. The first 2 seasons don't require the gear, or don't require rating. No, they don't require rating at all. And then at season 3, it was just the weapon and the shoulders. What's the leveling add-on I'm using? This is Guide Lime. Guide Lime is actually really, really nice. In fact, one reason that I enjoy leveling in Classic so much is Guide Lime. I like to, let me pull it up real quick. So the way it works is, it's not really like, it's somewhat like Azeroth Autopilot, but what it does is it loads up these different modules. So, guideline. So I have all these different leveling routes, and I just like to do different routes and see which ones I like the best. I don't know who this guy is. I guess he's a streamer. Busty. Did not like this route. I did it on my rogue. Not a fan. This one, Macy's, isn't so great. Right now I'm trying Ooey, which is specific for druids. So I'm trying this one out. And I was trying another one out the other day that was actually really good. I think it's this Olo one, maybe. That one's really good. And there's an alliance one that I use a lot called another YouTuber did it. His name's Hakurai. You can look up that one. But yeah, it's really, really nice. It actually makes leveling fun. I like it a lot better than Azeroth Autopilot. Although some of the routes are not so great. Alright, and the level 58 boost. I'm pretty into this, okay? Now, yeah, Azeroth Autopilot actually, didn't that come out with BC? That's when they first released that add-on, because I remember using it back then on an alt. But level 58 boosts. But they did announce those. Now, I know a lot of people are not excited about that because they said it's going to cost money. And yeah, that is kind of stupid. But hear me out. It's not that bad. Because as much as I hate every value-added service and I hate in-game shops, trust me, I really, really hate that stuff. I did a video specifically on like how much I hate that. I did a video comparing the in-game shops between FF14 and WoW, and I hate them both. But paying for a boost in TBC doesn't really bother me that much because we're still paying our monthly fee, but we're not actually paying for TBC. And we did have to pay for TBC, and you had to pay for the original WoW, so unless they charge like $60 or some shit for it, and they do limit you to one, that's actually not that bad. So I probably will get one of those. Like I said, as long as it's not like $60, some crazy price like that, then that's not too bad. And I think it'd be a decent way to get an alt going, because it's like, you know, I don't really want to go through the leveling process for like, what would it be, the 5th or 6th time. But they also said that it won't work on Blood Elves or Draenei. You can only do it once, and it doesn't come with anything special. You just get the level 30 mount, because it moves to level 30, not level 40 in BC. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point, that people just pay in-game gold for boosts now. I would rather have one boost like that. Although, one not terrible thing about the in-game boosting like that, where you just paying gold, you can use that to just skip levels you don't like. So, like, that's what I'm doing on my warrior. I'm leveling up to about 35 on my warrior, and then I'm going to boost it to like 50. And then go back to just leveling on my own. That way, you know, I don't really like those levels that much. Although, for some reason, we've got an Alliance Hunter that I was working on, and I was really enjoying it the whole time I was leveling it, and then I kind of took a break from it. I got really busy, and now I've been back to leveling it, and it's in the 50s right now, and Jesus Christ, I have no idea why, but I'm not having a good time in the 50s. I just don't know why, but the 50s have been so slow and boring to me. And I even have Bloodseeker, but other than that, my gear is shit, so maybe that's why. And because of rest XP, my pets are really low level. It's just kind of not that great of an experience, and I can't find any dungeon groups on that server to level my pets up, so it's been kind of shitty. And yes, those boosts for returning players are going to be nice. I mean, it would kind of be shit to make well, not new players, but returning players, because this isn't a new game. We've played it, so if some people just really like BC, didn't like Classic, don't want to do that content again, at least they can come back for BC. In fact, I was just talking to a friend of mine, who I met that guy in vanilla, really early in vanilla, and he still played all the way up until like mid BFA was when he finally quit playing. And I tried to get him to come back to Classic, and he's just like, nah, I don't want to do that leveling. And before I started streaming, I messaged him today, and he's like, yeah, I might come back for BC with that boost. So there are some positives to that boost. I think it's not that bad. And they did say, kind of confirm those classic realms, but they didn't confirm any fresh classic realms, right? They just said they will have classic realms that are just classic forever. Now, I don't know how great that's going to be. I mean, I do like the idea of having them, but
I'm out of range.
I mean, just classic realms sitting in phase 6 forever. I don't know if that's going to be that popular. People are really going to enjoy that much. I know I probably won't play on those too much. If there were fresh classic servers, I might play something on. Right, okay. So no mention of fresh. Yeah, I at that point the video was getting a little boring, but Draenei plus Blood Elf guilds are going to be the best. Hardcore players only. I don't know, man. As a hunter, I just can't sign on for that. I mean, Orc Hunter in BC is incredible. Space Goats and Sebastian Bach. I have never ever thought of Blood Elves as Sebastian Bach, but I like it. I like that. That is one of my new favorite things. That's going to end up in one of my videos now, so I thank you for that. Mostly your whole team that did Korra will come back? Do you mean like in actual original PC? Because that would be really cool. When I think of Korra, I don't actually think of like my main and my raid guild. I think of that Chinese guild that I raided with because that was some weird shit, and I got a lot of memories from that. Alright. Yeah, I can't unsee the Sebastian Bach thing now. I'm gonna have like nightmares about that. But on the fact of there still being classic realms, they did say you can copy your character. So the character you have now, you can copy it so that one of the copies stays on the classic realm, stays in classic forever, and the other version can continue on to the next expansion. So in this case TBC, I assume you'll be able to do the same thing when they do Wrath. But that's going to cost money. Now that I'm not cool with. That doesn't make any sense. I just don't understand why they make that cost money. The only thing I can think of is they don't want people doing a bunch of bank alts or something, but even if that was the case, they could just limit it to level 40 plus characters or something like that. That really does seem like just microtransaction bullshit, so not too excited about that idea. The boosts, I'm cool with the boosts, but having to pay for a character copy, no, that's not very cool. And weirdly, they did not give us really any hints on release date. Which I kind of expected something. Just like a little something, but they just said like this year, right? They said this year, and then beta was soon in the classic Blizzard fashion. So we don't really know when it's going to come out. They could do whatever. I think originally they were going to have released it by now, and that COVID and the Shadowlands delay, I think all that stuff has kind of messed it up. But then again, they did release Phase 6. Next came out a lot earlier than most people expected. So I could see them. I did a video on that, and Blizzard really likes to release games in August. If you look at their release calendar, they've released a lot of things in August. So I could see them doing that, just waiting until August and releasing it then. But that is kind of far away. Blizzard has not shied away from long content droughts before. MoP had a really long one. Even TBC had a pretty long one. Legion had a long one. Pretty much every expansion after BC had a really long content drought. So they've not shied away from that before. I could see them waiting until August. If they don't want to do that though, I would expect May. Probably May. But yeah, they didn't really say, so that's just speculation. I hope they don't wait until August, because I'm kind of ready for this right now. I'm still having a great time in Classic, but I'm just... I have been on the BC hype train for months. I don't know how much longer I can wait. Right, Dante. That's why I thought they could at least do something different than that, like limit it to level 40 characters or level 30 characters. That way, not everybody's copying over bank alt, because there's still a little bit of an investment, you know, to get it to that level. AH will explode. You have 18k gold. Yeah, well, they didn't say anything about a gold limit or anything like that. And the way they did describe it was that the servers we're on now are the progression servers, so these ones will just tick over. So if you do copy a character, it's going to be to another server. They might limit gold that way, probably not, but That would be the only way I see them doing it. And even if they did do some kind of like gold restriction, I don't think it would do that much, honestly. People are still going to farm up a lot of gold. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, it might suck for a little while with everybody having so much gold, and it might make it hard to get some mats and stuff, but I don't know. I played on a lot of different servers in TBC originally because we had like free transfers back then, because some of those launch servers were really highly populated for the time, and they gave a lot of free transfers. So you'd play with people, they'd transfer off, and it's like, shit, I kind of still want to play with them, so I guess I'll make my alt on their server. So I played on Burning Blade, I played on Aerithor, I played on Silvermoon, I played on Black Dragonflight, I played on Hyjal, I played on Gorefiend, I played on Blackrock, played on a lot of different servers, and on some of those servers I was poor as shit, and it really didn't cause me any problems, honestly. It's not that hard to go farm a little bit of gold, so I'm not too concerned about that. I know some people are really worried about that, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. What's going to be a bigger deal is just getting primals in the first place, depending on how they take care of sharding. That's one thing they did not mention, and I was really hoping they would. I was hoping they would say something about how they're going to do sharding at launch and how they're going to take that off over time, because yeah, that caused a lot of problems. I think sharding is going to be a bigger problem than people taking too much gold into TBC. So that's one thing we did not learn, and we really need them to clarify on that. What else did they cover? Well, there's two big things. Two more things, both very big. One good and one really bad. So two things. One really good thing, one really bad thing. Which one should we talk about first? Should we talk about the really good or the really bad? Because it's not great. I was really disappointed. Talk about the bad thing first. Okay. Now, there is a small chance that the guy misspoke. I just hope that he misspoke, because it was the guy with the like acid washed jeans and the beard, so he wasn't a smooth talker. So let's hope that he just misspoke. But he said Season 2 is going to come out with the Black Temple and Hyjal. That would be really bad. Really bad for PvP. So I was actually making a video on this and I didn't get to finish it. I was going to talk about BC has an unsolvable phase problem. So we could get well, they've already said what they're going to do, but the options that I was thinking of, we could get just tier 4 at launch, and that would give us good PvP balance. But we're only going to have tier 4 at launch, which that's just not a lot of content. You've got Gruul, you've got Magtheridon, you've got Kara. All good stuff, but that's just not a whole lot of stuff. The other option is they give us tier 5 as well. So we would have SSE and TK. That would be closer to original, especially if they made them hard. But that's not what they're going to do. What they're going to do is tier 4. Exactly. So they said they were going to give us tier 4 and then tier 5 in phase 2. And then I think they said phase 3 is when season 2 is going to launch. So the season 2 is going to launch when Black Temple and Hyjal come out. That will extremely badly mess up PvP. Just like to a serious degree. So, looking back on it, especially during Season 3, people were like going crazy about the differences between PvP gear and PvE gear at the time, because there was so much PvE gear that was better in PvP than actual PvP gear. And we're not just talking about like a trinket or something, which, you know, that's always the case. A trinket or a weapon, that sort of thing happens, especially glaives. Like, glaives being better than a PvP sword, that's cool, and I don't care about that. We're talking about like all slots, especially for some classes, because you can get away with a lot of PvE gear depending on your comp. Now that was with Season 3 gear and Black Temple and Hyjal. The way they're saying it is we will get Season 2 gear with Black Temple and Hyjal. That will absolutely ruin PvP gear. There will be almost no point to getting any PvP gear. Especially for if you're DPS. There's just no reason for it. It's going to be, the item level difference is massive between those. The way that it's actually balanced in the game is that Tier 4 gear is a little bit better, or I'll say has a little bit higher item level than Season 1 gear. Tier 5, same thing, a little bit higher than Season 2, and then Tier 6 a little bit higher than Season 3. So if they do that, PvP balance is just kind of ruined. You will have to raid to do it. Is the game sound too high? All right, I can turn that down real easy. I had been doing recording like in-game music, so that was my bad. All right, I turned it down a bit. That should be good. Yeah, it looks better. Does eye level become a thing that matters? Not so much. If you're talking about like, does gear score matter, that sort of thing? No, not really. Gear score wasn't a thing until really I never heard of people talking about it or caring about it until like midway through Wrath. And I mean, if you've got like really shit gear and you're trying to go into like a ZA pug or something, maybe someone will care because they want to rush it and get the mount. I don't know, but it's not a big deal. I wouldn't be too worried about it. What's the add-on to put portrait at the bottom like that? That's just Z-Pearl, which was a good uniframe add-on if you've never seen it. It used to be called X-Pearl. I don't know why they changed it to Z-Pearl. But actually the UI I'm using now is very similar to the one that I did use in BC. I used Z-Pearl, I used Dominoes. We got a lot of nice stuff in BC. What do you mean again, the delay? Is my stream better not be lagging? I completely I had been using Streamlabs OBS and I completely dropped it because I just had so many problems with that shit, and now I had to completely redo everything in OBS. It didn't take all my settings. When I'm watching it on my tablet, it looks fine, so it better not be lagging. I don't know if any of you saw the VOD, because there wasn't too many people watching live, but I was doing, I was working on a hunter that I was leveling. And I went for like 2 or 3 hours before someone said like, dude, it's like a slideshow, you're lagging so bad. So I was like, shit, man. What? There were people watching. You wait that long to tell me? But yeah, on my tablet it looks fine, so it shouldn't be lagging. How long after launch will they release Season 1, you think? So I vividly remember how it was in BC, and it was 30 days after launch. Because I remember going to the Goblin and I'm like, you know, I'm level 70, let's do some PvP, what is this? And it was like, it's not going to start for 30 days. I assume they'll do something similar to that in Classic, because that was actually not a bad way to do it. Just give us a month. Oh, delay. Okay. Yeah, and the way they said it as well, the way they said it doesn't seem like the seasons will be spaced out very evenly either. Because that means like a really short season 4. I don't know. Like I said, I hope that he just misspoke, because that would be really, really bad. Even if, yeah, I mean, there's like no way to fix that. So hopefully he just misspoke. Talk about the good thing now. All right. So the good thing is a very good thing, and I'm really, really happy about it. So they said, you guys remember hashtag no changes for Classic? Well, they said, we're not doing that this time. It'll be hashtag some changes. And they give the example of spell batching, because spell batching, honestly, I didn't want that because it was totally fucked. But some people did want spell batching because I don't know why people wanted spell batching. For the nostalgia, I don't know. But even when I played vanilla PvP, which obviously I did a lot, very, very rarely did I have spell batching affect what I was doing. In fact, the only time I really ever remember that being an issue was in Arena in BC, because I remember so many games where I would charge another warrior, they would charge me, and we would trade places. That was about the only time spell batching ever caused me any problems, so I don't know why people wanted that. But they gave the example that people wanted spell batching and then decided, well, we don't really want spell batching. So no changes didn't actually work that well, so they're going to do some changes. And the example that he gave after that was for Maru. So Maru got nerfed pretty hard, just like a lot of bosses. And he said like one mechanic where you got a lot of pushback on casters. Yeah, that sucked, but we're gonna leave that as 2.4.3. We're not gonna put that back in. But the nerfs to Maru's health, we're gonna roll that back. He's gonna have the health he had when Sunwell first came in. Now that was the example he gave, but that bodes really, really well. That is, now maybe I'm just reading a little bit too much into it, but to me, that makes it really, really likely that stuff like a non-nerfed Vosh will be in the game, or at least something close to it, because you remember there were a lot of bugs, and KT Vosh especially, they had a lot of bugs, not just nerfs. So I think we will get something close to a non-nerfed but fixed version. Again, maybe I'm, just being a bit overly optimistic, but by the way he talked, that's the impression that I got. And that would be amazing. Just to be able to do all those fights in a non-buggy but non-nerf versions. I mean, I was thinking PvP was going to be the best thing in TBC, because that's what I had the most fun with in the original. But if we get those versions of the fights, I hardly care about. I mean, alright, I still care about it, but I don't care about PvP that much anymore. That's what I'm there for. Though, because even just the... Dude, get the fuck out of here. Who is this dude? Would you get out, dude? Get out of the shot. But, yeah, I remember even when I did, like, Kael'thas, he was still really buggy. I've talked about this before. He would just, like, randomly reset for no reason, and that was really, really annoying. Even though he had already been fixed. What is this fucking dude doing? Get out of here. Why are you coming this way now? Get out. What's this fucking dude's name? Molar Tan. Alright. dude, that guy's rattling me. Things are gonna go off fucking rails again. I don't know if you know. Get out. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for some reason, the last couple of my videos, I can't keep shit together. They just go off the fucking rails. It's like, no matter what I do, something happens, and I just can't keep it together. That guy doesn't get out. It's gonna happen. You have 2 guilds on Vosh and KT. Do you mean like on a private server you have 2 guilds on Vosh and KT? One where Vosh fell through the world. That one I never encountered. The only times I did Vosh, I didn't have any problems with it. Because, like, at that point I kind of switched from my warrior to shaman being the main for PvE. So we were pretty far through SSC progression at that time. So I never got to see them falling to the floor. Shit, am I gonna die here? No, we good. You subscribed because my video... You subscribed when my video started going off the rails, huh? That's nice. Like, I don't do that on purpose. Like, I really try to just make, like, a nice, informative video, you know, but I do want it to be entertaining, but I'm not trying to, you know, that just happens naturally. Like, I'm not trying to do that stuff. I just want a, you know, a nice informative video that's somewhat entertaining to watch, because I do see a lot of WoW content where it's like, okay, that, you know, maybe there's some good info here, but it's like the guy's just reading a menu or something. It's so boring. I just, if I see a video like that, it's like, I'm probably not gonna watch any more of theirs, you know. You were dead set on running Hunter, and now you switched to Rep Paladin. Ooh. I mean... That's tough. Why you do that to me? Because if you're here, you're watching Bigbobbedboi, you should know. I was a big-time Paladin. That was what my Paladin... Right now, my Paladin from Vanilla probably has more slash played than any of my characters. Probably all my other characters combined. I played that so much in Vanilla, it was sickening. But Hunter is HMR, man. Come on. There's a lot of bad WoW, yeah. But I will say, some guys that did really bad videos, it does seem like they've improved. There was one guy I saw where literally he just read the WoW wiki page and like terribly read it, but he's done other good videos since. So I mean, if I go back to some of my early videos, some of them are really bad, really bad. In fact, I did one video, I don't like to talk about it much, but I did one video once where I was really drunk, and it was like, I just wanted to get the video done. I just wanted to get it up. So I just did a really shitty job on it. And people let me know. Like, it actually got a lot of views for some reason. Not happy that, like, my shittiest video got a lot of views, but it did. And I got really a ton of downvotes. And I was like, shit, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just waited and put the time in and made the video good. And I do that now. I don't release videos like that where it's like, you know, I just want to get it fucking done and get it out. You've never played WoW, but my stream appeared in your recommended. Wow, that's really interesting. But hey man, I'm glad to have you. If you have any questions about WoW, I'd be happy to answer them for you. I keep looking over to read chat. That's why I'm not doing anything. You're worried about gearing hunter. Actually, that's only going to happen early on, right? Because, and even that's not as early, or is not as easy as you think. I did not finish my dungeon set on warrior in TBC, even though I wanted to do it. Like, I wanted to get that full set, and I had all my reps done, and I still didn't get that full set. So just because, you know, you're filling out a dungeon set doesn't mean it's going to happen easily. And same thing on Classic. I did not get full Beastmaster. I never got the chest, and I never got the legs. And I ran shit. I need nothing from UBRS, and I was still doing grips for it. The pants, I might go back and try for those. I didn't do strat all that much. Yeah, so I talk a lot about putting a Red Paladin in the raid in my next video. Actually, it might not be my next video. So if you're just joining, okay, there's a lot more people than there were when I mentioned it first. So part of the reason I'm doing this late night stream, well, I usually do late night streams anyway, but I was working all day. In fact, I've been working on this video for weeks. So the last couple videos were videos that were supposed to be really quick and easy, but then they just went off the damn rails and they ended up taking a long time. So I've had to work really hard on this video, which I want to be the next one, but the editing for this video is going to take me like 25 hours at least. It may go up to 50 because I want it to be perfect. And I finished the script for it today, and it's twice as big as my previous biggest video. It's about 12,000 words. There's a lot in it. But I do talk a little bit about putting a Red Paladin on a raid, and I agree with you. A Red Paladin on a raid is actually really nice, because even if you have... Where the fuck is this guy? Is he in the building? Even if you have enough paladins in the raid to keep up all judgments, it's nice to just have a Ret Paladin to refresh them. You know, your healing paladin's gonna be busy healing. He's not gonna have time to keep putting up wisdom or whatever he's doing. So having a Ret Paladin is really nice. Some high ELO hunter PvP. I definitely will. So, shit, man, that's another video that I've been talking, or that's another thing I've been talking about in this video. Actually, I mentioned that in a comment. So I think out of all classes in TBC, obviously all of them still have things we can learn about them. But I think Hunter more than any other class, because if you look at Hunter, we have a lot of comps that we can play in, but they all depend on your spec. So you know, like, I wouldn't want to play Beast Cleave as Marks, but there are plenty of comps where Marks is actually really good. So I feel like there hasn't been that much, from what I've seen, there hasn't been that much kind of experimentation on all different hunter specs and all different comps. And there's some I really want to try, especially 2s, 2 DPS, because I hate playing 2s with a healer. Even if it's a really good comp, I don't like it. There's a 45-minute time limit for games in BC. You will have 45-minute games if you're playing... Oh shit, there's a fucking guy right there. You will have 45-minute games if you're playing 1 heal, 1 DPS against 1 heal, 1 DPS in 2s. It's just going to happen. And that is not fun. So, even if it's a worse comp, I will play 2 DPS just to have quick games. So, I really want to see what kind of 2 DPS comps Hunter can run. And I don't know, because there's a lot of cool things you can do. Like, you can't trinket silencing shot. You can't trinket any silences in BC. And I'm pretty sure there's no DR on silence yet, because there's only 2 and then like a pet one. I think you can have, like, is it improved Fell Hunter can get a silence? It's 2 seconds. Dude, why are these guys responding so damn fast? So you can't really stack 2 silences that well, but a Marks Hunter and a Shadow Priest could. So I actually saw threads back on the old Arena Junkie forums where people were trying to make that comp work. They were trying to make Shadow Priest and Marks Hunter 2's work. Now, they didn't really say how high they were getting, but stuff like that, I think there's a place for it, and it might actually work. So I'm really looking forward to doing that for Hunter PvP. And I think all specs have a lot still to be learned about them. Because, I mean, what about, you'll see Thug Cleave, you'll see people playing that on private servers. Nobody was playing Thug Cleave on live. I don't ever remember running into Thug Cleave. And I played Rogue. One of my best friends played Rogue. Never saw Thug Cleave. Seems like there's a lot of things to learn. You know, I think if you just jump in, you'll start to learn stuff. The game, I don't know. I never really feel like there's that much to learn. MMOs generally do a good job of teaching you things as you go up, right? So like even, I mean, I've played WoW forever, so it's hard to remember back to WoW, but if I think back, okay, when was like 2014, right? A Realm Reborn came out in 2014. When I jumped into Final Fantasy 14, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on, but you know, you just pick it up as you go along. So I wouldn't be too worried about like not knowing what you're doing. And as long as you don't get grouped with like some really sweaty try-hard guys, most people are happy to help as long as you're genuine about like, oh, I just don't know what I'm doing, or how do I do this? People will generally help you. Now, if you were watching my other hunter leveling streams, I got no bags on that hunter, and I think we're about to repeat that because we still have. What is with this respawn? There's got to be like 50 people here. This is ridiculous. How likely do you think it is they will give us dual spec? Ooh, that is a good question. That is a really good question. Now, if you had asked me that yesterday, I would have said 0% chance. But the fact that they are giving paladins both seals, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of small convenience things that are on the... Jesus Christ, this respawn. I think there's a lot of small convenient things like that that are on the table now. They may even do something like give us dual spec, but you can only do it in PvP. Like it'll only you can only change to it in a battleground or something like that. Even something just like, you know, a little bit restrictive like that. I would love to have that. That would be great. It'd save a lot of money. That's a good question. Because that, I remember when that came out. That was in the, was that the Wrath pre-patch that we got dual spec? I think it was somewhere around there, right? So I don't know, but there's a couple other things that I'm pretty sure were bugs in TBC, and I really hope they'll fix them. In the video, I need to get the fuck out. What? No, there's like an escort quest. The video I did on hunter pets in BC, I mentioned the white wind serpent. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the white wind serpent. He spawns for a quest, but for some reason he has no typing whatsoever. I just assume that's a bug. So something like that would be really, it'd be really cool to be able to get that white wind serpent if they just fix it and actually make him a beast. So maybe, you know, smaller stuff like that, that was probably a bug, will get fixed. In fact, if I get in the beta, I'm going to put in a ticket for that like 10 times because it just looks awesome. I really wanted that white and black wind serpent with the new model. Oh, it looks great. That would be really nice. Yeah, exactly. Who knows what they'll do? Jesus, all right, I might die here. This is rough. Dual spec 3.1. That might be right. I don't remember. Like, I remember the BC pre-patch a lot, but I don't remember much about the Wrath pre-patch. I remember one thing, and that was like the invasions in the cities, because I remember Frostworms and Orgrimmar. But that's all I remember, because I was leveling like crazy around the time of the Wrath pre-patch. What I did was I leveled up a bunch of classes with Recruit a Friend at that time, so that I had all classes at 60 on this server. And then I went on to play like hardly any of them. It's like a total waste of time, but I did it. Ah, it was 3.1, nice. So, oh, if it was pre-patch, I could see them doing it, but I don't know if it's 3.1. You know, maybe, like I said, like a kind of gimped version of it, which would still be fine. I wouldn't mind that, but probably not. But there are other small bugs, you know, like that one. Or you know, something small like, I also pointed out those the wolves, right? What are they called? I don't know, but the wolves and ramparts, right, that look like the PvP mounts. Those were changed in the pre-patch to be tameable, so maybe they'll give us those. It's a small thing, and it's not really like a big deal, you know, if we got them. Wolves aren't even that great. Yeah, pets are really good in TBC. In fact, whoa, is this a rare? What the fuck? This guy's not a rare. He's just got a name. Okay. Is this? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm not paying attention to this druid at all. I don't know why I'm doing this. An hour cooldown on it. If it was like one that you could use for anything, like you could just change dual spec, and not like a gimped one, like I said, for just PvP or something, then I could see that. Although something like that's actually, if you just, I could see situations where that would be really terrible. Like, say your tank doesn't show up, and so it's like, all right, Geraldo, you're gonna tank today, Geraldo, so turn over to tank. And then Geraldo does that. Look at that respawn, come on. So Geraldo turns over to his tank, and then the tank logs in 5 minutes later, and it's like, oh shit, he's tanking, you gotta go back to DPS. And now you've got an hour cooldown on that. That would be kind of terrible. Oh, that's not a bad idea. You don't like paying the gold, but hate having to switch. Well, where is this quest? Did I not just pick that up? Oh my, this inventory is getting to me. All right, yeah, we're gonna. Shit, I didn't copy that over. Okay. You don't mind paying the gold, but you hate having to run back to the city and everything. Yeah, that's a good point. Even if you could just like throw the gold away, do it anywhere, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Yeah. So, yeah, somebody asked what I was going to be maining. Yeah, it's going to be Hunter. It's got to be Hunter. Orc Hunter is just got to happen, man. Orc Hunter is going to be so much fun. We already know it's just going to be Orc Hunter and PvE is so good. It's ridiculous. Blood Fury works for ranged attack power. And that pet damage bonus is actually really useful. Finally, it's useful. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be maining. Oh shit, I need that. Definitely going to be maining. I shouldn't have repaired my gear there. That was stupid. Definitely going to be maining Hunter. It's just got to happen. Real question is, what is going to be the alt? You know, it's like I think I've said before, I'm going to level my rogue. Now I don't know if they're in at 2.4.3, but I remember a lot of really good stealth herb farms, and my rogue is already leatherworking and alchemy, so that's perfect. And I just really enjoyed Mace Spec Hemo. I enjoyed Assassination. There's a lot of fun stuff on rogue. And I got a level warrior just for the nostalgia. I don't know how much I'm actually going to play it, because especially if they screw it up and we need PvE gear to PvP, then I probably wouldn't play it much at all. So that leaves room for an alt. And I really don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea what I'm going to play. Because, dude, what is this guy doing? He's fucking taking a bath. Fuck out of it. Because there's just, I like everything TBC, I really do. Back in actual TBC, do we call it vanilla TBC now, retail TBC? I don't know. But back in those old days, I played every class at 70 for a decent amount of time, except for Warlock. Warrior was my main. Shaman was kind of the second main, the one I played second most. Hunter I played quite a bit, but I didn't get to do much on it because I had a lot of friends that played Hunter, so we didn't need that many damn Hunters, especially for Arena. So that's one reason why I got pushed to play Shaman so much was Beast Cleave. So I didn't get to play Hunter as much as I wanted to back then. I played Mage, played Rogue, played Priest. Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually level up a Druid, though. How do I say this without getting banned? Let's say, hypothetically, I know a guy that borrowed a friend's account to play Druid, hypothetically, and did a lot of Arena that way. Okay. You got Druid leveling up for Herb Farm. Yeah, that's a good call. Druid gonna be really good for that. And I don't know if Druid can do those stealth herb farms though. Like I said, my memory is not good on those because I only did that. I don't know if I did those at all. I don't know if my rogue was an herbalist. I don't remember. I just remember that they existed. So I don't know if you need sap or blind or gouge or anything for those. You might need distract. I don't know. But obviously out in the open world, Druid herbalist is kind of ridiculous. Paladin for hella gold farms. That's not a bad call. Pro Paladin is really going to be good. Although I think the outdoor farms are going to be pretty rough. Like the one at Black Temple is really good. There are a couple other outdoor ones, but I just feel like those are going to be camped pretty hard. Especially since that one is a really good place to get outdoor turn-ins. So that one might be kind of rough. But there are plenty of dungeon things you can do on a Paladin as well, so still a really good choice. I'm really actually excited to see if I can come up with any Hunter farms, like solo dungeon stuff. Because I don't remember anybody ever talking about like solo dungeon runs on my server. I do remember stealth on zoo runs, people doing those, but not like solo dungeon runs for gold. I don't know. There's got to be some. There's got to be at least a couple that we can do. Although, speaking of solo dungeon runs, I've actually been doing a lot of Dire Maul North on my Hunter again. I love solo Dire Maul North. It's such like a finesse. It just feels like a, I don't know. It's really satisfying to run that. So I've just been running it once a day. It's not the most efficient way to farm gold or anything. I just enjoy it. So I loaded up on Bizpots and what are they called? C4 charges. Just got a bunch of those. My hearth is set to Perilous. Just been running 1 or 2 of those a day, and it's going really good. I actually swapped over to enchanting as well, so it's not bad gold per hour, and it's just something I enjoy doing. So it's going pretty good. With everyone getting a free 58 boost, well, it's not free. They said you specifically have to pay real money for that. They didn't say how much, but it's not free, and you only get one. And it being Paladin, they said it can't be for Blood Elves, so Horde will still have to level Paladins. How was my experiencing twos' enhancement? To be honest, I didn't do twos' enhancement that much. For enhance, I mean, I played some Beast Cleave, which Beast Cleave really shined in Wrath because you had wolves, you had exotic beasts, and you could still use heroism. So I didn't do Beast Cleave that much in BC, and most of the PvP that I did on Shaman was as elemental. So like I started as enhancement, then did a lot of PvP as elemental, and then I finished as resto. That's kind of how I did that. And I talk a little bit about elemental PvP in an upcoming video. It's, I don't know, I really want to like it, but it has so many shortcomings that you need a comp to fix that, because you can't really peel that great. You don't have Thunderstorm, don't have X. You're just missing a lot of stuff that I feel is necessary. It's not terrible, but it's so easy to get shut down by a rogue. I mean, a Shadow Step rogue, you have zero chance to peel them. So you're just trying to cast with them right on top of you, and it's not a good time. Dungeon farming Skulo, yeah. Those dark runes are still worth money, so that's not a bad idea. Well, actually, yeah, disenchanting the blues. For some reason, right now, shit, what was I saying? Large brilliant shards are not very expensive, but they'll definitely go up. So I'm just sitting on a shitload of those. I mean, like I said, I'm disenchanting everything from Dire Maul North runs, and I'm doing 1 or 2 a day. And I'm also, I'll take the time to go back and get the chest. So there's always a chest spawn in Dire Maul North. It's locked about half the time, but if it's not locked, there's usually a high level green in there. So you're going to get 1 or 2 greater eternal essences from that. So yeah, I've got a lot of large brilliant shards and greater eternal essences right now that I'm just kind of sitting on. Illusion dust will also go up, but I'm not positive about greater eternal essences. You would think so, though. Yeah, long arena games suck, and that has nothing to do with TBC. Long arena games suck in any expansion. I don't know why, but I did quite a bit of PvP and BFA. I don't know why. I just did it. I did it on Paladin. I played Pro Paladin. I played Rogue, and of course I played Hunt. What the fuck? I didn't even see this guy. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I just kind of like mucked around with like randos, and did enough to get the, I forget what the mount, like the vicious mount for that season. It was the flat hoof one. And funny enough, well, when I was doing that, I ended up playing with Peekaboo, because you'll just join random people in LFG, and we did really good. I wish I had recorded it. I recorded it from my perspective, because I was just recording all my arena games, but I didn't record like his stream. But it was really funny because I was just trolling him the whole time. Like just hardcore trolling him, and it was funny seeing like the stuff he would read it and then like not want to say it on stream. It was pretty funny. Like I kept talking, like everything. It was on a troll hunter, so like everything I said, I would put like Mon after it and tried to make it all sound like a troll. I had to be careful though, because I wanted him to like read it out loud, so I was trolling him, but you know, I had to be careful about what I said. I really wish I had recorded that, because his VODs go away after a couple months. So because I checked for it a while ago and it was gone. It was too bad.
We shall meet again.
BFA had Great World PvP. Honestly, I don't remember the World PvP that much, because I know that they had the War Mode thing at that point. I just don't really remember doing it. What is the boost? Option to buy level 60 and transfer to TBC. So what they said was it's a level 58, I think. So not a level 60. They said they would give you the level 40 mount, which is now a level 30 mount, a few blues, and I think that was about it. I wrote it down. Yeah, no professions. You don't get your professions leveled up. And you can't do a Blood Elf or a Draenei. So pretty nice for like an alt or a returning player. Am I on Twitch? No. Definitely not on Twitch. That would go really bad. That would go really, really bad. Really fast. To be honest, I like streaming on YouTube. I've had a couple problems with the most of the problems I had weren't with YouTube, they were with Streamlabs. So banned for a stream, yeah, pretty much. Not only that, not only am I positive I would get banned from Twitch. So I used to live in Japan. I spent a lot of time there. Watching Twitch from Japan is a nightmare. Their servers are garbage. But YouTube is fine. YouTube works really, really well there. So I assume if I streamed from there, it would be the same thing. It'd be garbage. And whenever the country's open again, I'm going to go back. So I talked a little bit about it before. I was going to make a video on it. I took all the footage, recorded everything, and then didn't do it for some reason. But I did build a new computer like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And it's pretty nice. It's still really, I don't know if you guys know anything about computer parts and building computers, but right now it is incredibly difficult to get parts. But I managed to get, and it was even worse then, I managed to get a 5600, Ryzen 5600. And I actually got an RTX 3070, and I stuffed all of that into a very small ITX case, which I hate building ITX computers, but I did that so that I can just throw it in my suitcase. So when I go back to Japan, I'll have no trouble streaming. It's got everything. I have no trouble making videos there. It's gonna be great. Only problem will be trying. I don't know what the fuck to do about a monitor. I have no idea what the fuck to do. I buy a portable monitor, maybe, but those kind of suck. Here we go, skinning, finally. Alright, I always forget to grab the skinning knife. I gotta do that. Where the fuck is first aid? Your video on Aldor Scryer was top tier. That ASMR voice. I don't really try to do like an ASMR voice. I talked about it very briefly in one comment, but honestly, my portable tablet monitor, yeah, something like that. I know I've seen some that are 144 hertz. I gotta have that. I can't do a 60 hertz monitor anymore. But maybe if I can find something like that and just throw it in my bag, that'd be great. Because I definitely gotta go back for a lot of reasons, but it's gonna happen. Here she is. But yeah, I don't really try to make my voice sound like that. My voice actually has changed a lot over the years. And part of the reason it changed is I for a while, yeah, I should do that. It was only like 3 months, but I took singing lessons, and that totally changed my voice, and it has ever since. I'm still really bad at singing, which is weird because I like to think I'm a pretty good musician. Any music that you've heard on the channel that is not in-game music is just stuff I've written. So, you know, I think I'm all right. And any instrument that I've tried to pick up and play, will be all right. But I cannot sing. Even after taking lessons, it was shit. You not want to hear that. It was awful. Really bad. Just no. So yeah. That changed my voice a little bit. It has a lot to do with how much air you're pushing through when you talk. So if you do like breath exercises, your voice might change too. What server am I on? I don't know. So, well, that was before I ever did videos. That was like 2 years ago. So I don't have any videos where it was different. But I don't actually, like, I know what server I'm on right now, but it's probably going to change because I don't really like this server, and I've ended up on a couple different servers. So the server I rolled on at first was Blaumax. I don't know if I can say that server, and it was really bad. At least at launch. I don't know how it is now, but it was really bad at launch. Wait, there it is. You can't see shit with ground clutter at max, so you always gotta turn that shit down. And then it had a crazy queue and everything. What did I say? What did I say? I said I was gonna forget the skinning knife. I said I was gonna forget it. What happened? What the fuck is skinning? Well, that server sucked at first, so I took the free transfers, and then I ended up on an incredibly low pop server. And then like my guild wanted to transfer servers, so I did it, and then that server ended up being terrible. I started playing on another server because a friend played on there, and then he quit playing because he had a baby. And I'm just all over the place, so I'm gonna have to kind of like decide, and I want to move all my characters just to one server because it's kind of a mess right now. Good PvE server for DBC. I understand the allure of a PvE server for BC. Now, you will miss out on some cool things. Mainly, Jesus Christ, I don't have enough money. Okay, alright. Just gotta play cool. Just gonna go get the money. It's alright. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Just trying to stay calm and kind of lost the train of thought. Firewood Village #1. Oh, you said PvE server, right? You will not have to deal with like getting ganked while trying to farm primals. So that is nice. And also leveling a character through BC zones later into the expansion, that does get annoying. Now I did that a couple times on PvP servers. Only one time was it really bad, where like every zone all the time I was getting camped, and yeah, that is pretty annoying. But that only happened on one of the servers, so I don't know. Part of the problem is, you know, the populations that they have on these servers is a lot higher than it was back then, so yeah, that might be annoying. I don't know. I guess you could always do dungeon leveling, but that, I don't know. Fuck, I keep forgetting I don't have a knife. Look at all these I can't skin because I don't have a fucking knife. Alright. But you will miss out on some really nice stuff, like Welding Us on a PvP server is really fun. There will be days where you're like, shit, I just want to get these done and go home. and it's not gonna happen. You're gonna have PvP all day. But most of the time the PvP there is just really great. It really is. You remember it being bad back in TBC, yeah? I mean, it could be. It depends on the server. That's why I did mention that. Oh shit! I wonder if we're gonna see my ass ranch. He's around here, right? No, he's up here. He's on the other side. I thought I went north. Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. But they're in vanilla. I don't. I see less of a reason for a PvE server because the world is so big and people are spread around. It's not that often that you get camped. But in TBC, that can happen pretty easy. Your videos are awesome, by the way. Thank you so much for that. Jive Turkey. That's a great name, by the way. I work hard on them. I will say that. When I first started doing YouTube videos, I did not think... I kind of thought it was easy. And there are some people that, because they've been around for so long, or, you know, they just, I don't know, they got lucky, or there could be a number of reasons. There are a few people that, I'm not talking about WoW content specifically here, just all around YouTube, where they don't put a lot of work into their videos, and they still get a lot of views. Maybe, you know, there's a bunch of reasons why that can happen. But most people that are, you know, where the fuck did he come from? The fuck out of here. Most people that are successful on YouTube do put a lot of time into the videos. They really do. Like I watch, kind of like, I guess you'd call them like true crime videos. The guy just got, it's one of those videos that just get recommended to you, right? And then you watch it and it's like, alright, it's not bad. And, now that I make videos and I watch his videos, it's like, how in the world that guy can make 2 videos a week? It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. That guy must work like 12 hours a day just to do those videos. Before you make videos, you don't think that. It's like, oh, you just put a couple clips together and talk for a minute. It's good. It's good. It's all tagged. No, there's a lot of work goes into these videos. I really need that skinning knife. Don't. Jesus. But you know what? When I woke up today, I'll be honest, I was pretty worried. I was pretty worried. So, we did get that leak that, you know, TBC was going to be a thing. And that was an official one. That was from one of Blizz's press kits, I think they said. But we had a lot of leaks where... I don't remember who it was, but a couple months ago, someone was like, by New Year's, we are going to know about TBC Classic. We're going to be talking about it. And people were like, oh, the guy's super reliable. He's always right on his leaks. It was not true. It definitely turned out to be false. So once we got the Blizzard one, it was like, okay, this is a real one. We know it's actually going to happen. But Blizzard doesn't always make the right decisions. I mean, a lot of people really like to shit on Blizzard, but honestly, as far as big gaming companies go, they're not that bad. But they don't always make the right decision, and they did make wrong decisions with Classic. So when I got up today, I was worried that, okay, we're going to get this announcement, and they're just going to talk a bunch of bullshit. It's going to be awful. You know, they're going to be like, oh, it's just 2.4.3 forever. You get those nerfed heroics, nerfed bosses, just suck a dick and deal with it. I was really worried that was going to happen. And not only did that not happen, we got really good news. I mean, we got the Paladin seals. We got the boost. I'm cool with the boost. I like the boosts. This has actually turned out to be a really good day. I'm pretty happy about it. And that's part of why I'm on this druid. Like, I have in the last day, well, yeah, just today, I created like 4 new characters, and now I'm not gonna level all of them up, but just because I'm excited. I'm excited for these classes in TBC, and I just kind of want to play, and that's why I've got this druid. I also had, what did I start today? Druid, shaman, priest, mage, I think. And you know, I played all of them for, I don't know, like level 6, somewhere around there. Just because I'm so excited for these classes in TBC. No, you're exactly right. It's you are right, it's Mike. The guy that can't say 3, right? Yeah, I mean, that guy, he puts in a lot of work on those videos. That guy's amazing. It was all good news today. Still worried about those drums. I don't know, man. I mean, I would prefer if, you know, we didn't need them. But you got to keep in mind, these are going to be the unnerfed versions, so actually doing some min-maxing is not a bad idea. Actually, thinking about it a little more, depending on how they do, they give us these kind of unnerfed versions. What? Jesus Christ, guy, what the fuck? What is going on here? Why am I dying? I'm not gonna die to fucking Flatland Cougar. Get the fuck. Where is it? Fuck off, dude. Depending on how they want to release this stuff, how unnerfed it's gonna be, those very first Vosh kills, when it was, you know, totally fucked, people did have world buffs for those. So, Jesus Christ, what the... shit. Okay. Alright. It's alright. Now, what I'm trying to say is, they said they're going to be kind of like not heavily nerfed versions. But those very first Vosh kills, people did still have world buffs. So if we got that version of Vosh, but not buggy, and no world buffs, I don't know, we might need drums. Because only two guilds cleared that. Skinning knife, yeah, I gotta go get that skinning knife. Right, I know what you're saying. To me, yeah, it would be better. What the fuck is this well? Oh my god, I got a lot. Alright, I gotta go back to town. It would be better if we didn't have to deal with it, but to me, it's still a huge improvement over world buffs. I mean, you gotta go all over the fucking place. You gotta deal with getting summoned. You gotta deal with people. Oh my god, just people with like a 5-boxing mage sitting on the Booty Bay Bank roof to evade the guards, and that guy, you know, hitting you with 5 fire blasts and scorch as soon as you get off the griffin. Get off the griffin. Fuck. Get off the wyvern. I'm not gonna miss that at all. That shit just really annoys me. That sort of thing. And of course, people going around purging buffs. Ooh, all that stuff being gone, I'm very happy about that. If the price to pay for getting rid of that is I have to level leatherworking on one character, I'll fucking take it, no problem. That is a much better deal. And I think so there were a lot of other buffs in TBC, but most of them were removed by 2.4.3, or at least not removed, but like they weren't a thing for raids, right? Like what was that one buff called? It's like Flame Cap or something. The plant and Zangar. I know there was that one you needed to get, and then there were some other little buffs like that. I think by 2.4.3 all those were gone, or at least again not ones that you're going to use in a raid. Where the fuck? Where am I going? I've never leveled Tauren. Never. So I have no idea what I'm doing here. Seriously, I've leveled like a bunch of undead, a bunch of trolls, tons of orcs. I never do Tauren. I have no idea what I'm doing. Those other ones I can do like without thinking about it. Especially the orc one, because I've done it so many times lately, but I have no idea what I'm doing here. I should probably still level cooking. I'll pick that up. There's one in the Grand too. Yeah, I'm not saying having to give up a profession is good. It's not good. But it's just an improvement over world boss. Yeah, that's a good point as well. If it's not leatherworking, then they'll probably want you to have jewel crafting for the better jewels, gems, and enchanting for the ring enchants. There will be something like that. In fact, they did address that in Wrath, of all things, because if you remember, Wrath is when they gave gathering professions like actual combat buffs, right? What was it? Mining gave you like 600 health. And this fucking war. When the fuck do I get? I need Moonfire. I'm getting killed out here. And Herbalism gave you something too. I don't know. Was that when you got the little heal from Herbalism? Lifeblood, I think it was called. I know that was when you got the like flask that was alchemist specific. That was kind of cool. It was the heal, yeah. That was, at the time I thought that was really weird, but looking back it's like, yeah, that was actually a good idea. Especially if you're a tank, because even if you, I don't think like anything else gave you 600 health. I don't think there was any enchant that did it, or any other profession that would give you that. So that was actually a pretty nice little thing there. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't like Mulgore as much as I do. Actually, I don't really like Durotar either. Durotar isn't that great. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I actually like Tirisfal best on Horde. I don't mind that place. It's a little weird when you go to the coast and all the Murlocs. I don't like that area that much. But other than that, I really like Tirisfal. I was doing it again today, and I was just having a really good time. The quests there feel really smooth, although there was nobody there, so maybe that's why. Normally when I do that zone, there's a lot of people there. So doing that just with nobody messing with me is pretty nice. Leveling your Paladin's mining on Whitemane. Oh. You know, I have I have some really good memories of mining in Wrath. Like, I'll never forget this. So, in Wrath, like I said, on retail, I ended up on a lot of different servers because of free transfers and shit like that. One of the servers I was on was a PvE server, and I had a Death Knight on that server. That was a miner. And, like, the only thing I did on it was heroics with some friends in PvP. So I was really decked out in PvP gear. Even though it was a PvE server, if you go to Wintergrasp on a PvE server, even when there's no match happening, you'll get flagged for PvP. And that's a really good place to mine. You just go in a circle around the edge. So I would do that in mine and just absolutely obliterate all these PvE noobs that would also be trying to mine. It was a lot of fun. I'll never forget doing that. It's so satisfying because it's like, dude, you're not getting that ore. That is my ore. You do get to do that on a PvP server, but it was just funny because all these guys, you know, they're playing on a PvE server. They're not expecting to get attacked, and it's good times. Actually, that is one thing that you don't get on a PvP server is everybody's kind of like ready for it, right? And you would get these little games on PvE servers where people would like try to get you to flag for PvP, right? So people would flag and then like stand on a mob or something like that. Yeah, I guess you do get that in like neutral towns because they try and have the guards kill you. But I remember that a lot in Silthus because people would do that at the what are they called? The Windstones for summoning the elemental guys. Since there was competition for those, everybody would try and get more people there and then try and get the other faction to flag so that they could get them. But yeah, PvP servers. I don't know. I was leveling that hunter on a PvE server. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to him. I thought about playing him today, but I don't know. I just felt like working on this druid. I don't know where I'm going here. I have no idea how to do Mulgore. Look at my map. I don't know what this is. Just there's shit everywhere. I'm thinking about running to like Durator. It wouldn't take that long, right? I mean, I gotta get the fly pad. No, I'm not gonna do it. I've never really done Mulgore. I should at least do it. You have a bad feeling about your server. I understand. Like I said, I had to transfer off that first server because it was just so bad. Forgot to skin that guy. I forgot I got the knife now. Plus, another reason to play this druid is its amazing name. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't look at the name without just laughing. I can't do it. I probably shouldn't have used this. Probably shouldn't use his name. Anytime I see it, I just laugh. Yeah, I mean, if your server's that toxic, you've got to be on like Herod or something, right? Rattlegore. All right, I don't know anything about Rattlegore. Does anybody know? Is there a herbalism trainer back at Bloodhoof? I meant to grab that and I forgot to look. I know on Durotar you gotta wait until you get to those troll boys. Oh, you can't see the name? It's Pai Otsu, which is a very, not obscure, but like a very, very slangy way to say big tits in Japanese. It's so slangy that no one's going to report it. Because I've seen people, you know, try and use like more on the nose stuff, but like no one's going to figure that out. It's so like, I only know it because I'm that's like most of the Japanese I know is, I know probably like every word for tits in Japanese, so I'm pretty proud of that. Got a lot of use out of that in class. Actually, I don't know if you guys ever took any language classes, but you can get away with a lot because it's just like, oh, I'm still learning. Oh, I had a lot of fun with that. I think as soon as I get into a teach us, no, no. But actually, you know what? It's going to be a while because I've got a lot of BC videos that I'm working on, but I've already put a little bit of time into it. But at some point I will start a second channel, and it'll be a more broad, you know, more general, not just WoW. So it'll be games other than WoW. This will still be the main channel. Fuck, this guy's level 8. I don't know. Last time we fought one of these, I got fucked up. But what I'm planning on doing on that channel whenever I get time to do it is I was going to translate games from Japanese into English and play them, but just try and pick like weird games that nobody's ever translated before, because if it's easy to find a translation for it, there's no point. And there's a couple really weird ones that I've been playing, and one of them's like no, not well. It's funny you say that, because no, but also yes. One game that I was translating was called Kingsfield Additional 2, which is a game that never got translated to English, and it's made by the same company that made Dark Souls, which I really like that series, so that was cool. There's no hentai involved. But one of the games that's probably, actually the game that probably would be the first one on the channel is called like, it's fucking weird. It's called Pretty Fighter Schoolgirl Legends, and it's a Street Fighter clone, like straight up Street Fighter clone, but was like a real game released in stores. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'll do that one at one point, but I don't want it to be just stuff like that. I just want it to be, you know, weird games that people would otherwise not get to see because it's only Japanese. But that is some time out because I have so many like I have a document that's like, all right, I forget how long it is, but it's long, and it's all just BC videos I want to make, so gonna be working on these for a while. But I do hope to get to it at some point. It would be fun just to do I don't know, other type of games, because I probably have played WoW more than like all other games combined, but I do still play other games, so it would be kind of cool. Although I don't know, maybe it'd be terrible. I don't know. I'm amazed that any of my videos go good, let alone an entire channel, so I don't know, it might not turn out so good. Some IRL Japan videos. Yeah, that sort of stuff, so I don't use it enough, but I do have an Instagram for the channel. I try and post stuff there, like a clip of a video before it goes up, or not before it goes up, right when it goes up, just to kind of let people know that there's a video. Oh, you can't skin this fucking dude. And that sort of thing I would put on there, more IRL stuff. It just hasn't been anything interesting going on right now. But it's funny because a lot of the I don't know how to put it, like the way I guess my sense of humor is a good way to put it. That all kind of came about after living there for a while. So I don't know if that would make that interesting. I don't know. But no, I'm not going to play pachinko. Fuck that. Pachinko is garbage. It really is. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Not only... Where is it telling me to go? Because I see hardly any of these swoops. It's terrible. I've been to a lot of concerts, you know, been to in the front row and stuff, and you know that can get loud, but a pachinko parlor is louder. That's the loudest thing I've ever experienced in my life, and it's just noise. I did get lost in one on accident. I went into the wrong fucking building. And I'm like, there's got to be a connection somewhere, and there wasn't. And the staff was like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I'm good. Do you think they're going to merge some of the realms? You know, that's an interesting question. Because even though they're dead now, they won't be. A lot of people are going to come back. So, I don't think they will. Alright, I'm going to die to this wolf. Don't do it. Alright, I think we're good. Because if you look back at launch, they'd make new servers because there were just so many people playing. And I think a lot of people are going to come back for TBC. But not only are a lot of... Jesus Christ, dude. Not only are a lot of people going to come back, there are going to be new people. So I would say they won't do any of that yet. But if, like a year after launch maybe, they're still really low pop, they might do it then. Hard mode, delete. Oof. Not on a druid. I wouldn't do that on a druid. I wouldn't mind doing that. If I don't know, I wouldn't mind doing that on hunter. I think my questy broke. It's alright. Shit. Before I got on here, I had a really amazing pizza. It was like the best pizza I've had in forever. And a lot of beer to go with it, so I'm feeling pretty tired. I think what I'll do is I'll finish up this quest. Or maybe I won't even do this one. This one sucks. I'll do the Plane Strider one. And then I'll call it for the night. Do you think new people are going to roll on low pop servers?
Inventory is full.
Maybe. But if they're new, as in like completely new to WoW, I don't think they're going to know the difference. It's just going to kind of like suggest a server, and I think people will just roll on that one. And usually it will be a lower one for that. Now, are we talking about people that are just coming back for BC? They've played WoW before? I don't know. You know, it just depends on what type of gameplay they're looking for. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because some people will prefer low pop, but one thing about BC is they haven't told us anything about battle groups. So the way I expect it is it's going to be as it is in Classic, and all the realms are just one big battle group. Now that's not necessarily bad. I kind of wish it wasn't the case, because that's so many damn players that you're not. It's good for like arena queues and ratings, but it sucks because you're not going to develop any rivalries. You're very rarely going to play the same people twice. But you still have to get your arena teammates from your server. So a lot of people are going to be on a high pop server just for that, because it's going to be really hard to find people if you're not on a high pop server. And it's probably going to have to be a high pop PvP server to find people. So that's one reason I have not transferred off of this server, even though I'm not particularly, I don't particularly enjoy it. I don't want to end up on a server where I can't find arena partners, because I need very particular arena partners. I need people that are very patient, because I'm going to try like 15 different hunter specs. It's got to happen. Because one of my favorite specs was in Classic. One of my favorite hunter specs is one that you don't see that often, and that's 2130. So you have Intimidate and you have Scattershot. Holy shit, that's fun. But yeah, you don't see people talk about that all that often. It's one that I discovered just messing around. I'm sure other people have done it. It's just you don't see it that often. And for BC, I want to try a bunch of different specs. So I'm going to need some patient people, because I'm going to be all over the damn place. Yeah, it's also not particularly great when you're looking for dungeon and raid groups. You do kind of need to be on a high pop server for that. Although, if you're on a low pop server, there's usually like a couple people that want to do dungeons and raids and shit, and you'll be able to find it. Actually, I mentioned earlier I was looking through like archived forums, the old Arena Junkie forums, and people just, for some reason, they had this idea that to play ass in Arena, you had to have PvE gear. Like, you had to have it. No option. And people were just like coming up with all kinds of ways to try and get it. That's pretty much what the thread was. And one guy was like, I've already broken up one guild. And I'm trying to get another guild broken up, and then I can merge the best players from those guilds and get a guild that can actually do Black Temple. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. That's a lot of work to get a trinket. You gotta break up like 3 guilds and get the best players together so that you can just get a trinket. But I mean, I admire that guy's I guess tenacity. That's pretty crazy. I don't have any fucking. I mean, I wouldn't go through all that just for a trinket. I'd be like, all right, I'm doing PvP with what I got. Do these Elder Planestriders even drop these? My questie has got to be broken. It doesn't say anything. One thing I would really like to hear from you all is I'm thinking about, you know, what is that alt going to be that I'm going to play? That's a question I'm going to be asking a lot, at least over the next couple of videos, because I want to decide and start leveling it now. Is what class, other than Hunter, obviously, you guys would most like to see on the channel. So one that I'm going to, you know, make videos and probably make guides. Probably make guides on as well. So think about that and let me know. Draenei Elemental Shaman. I feel you on that, buddy. I did a lot of Draenei Elemental Shaman. I'll put some screenshots of my old one in the next video of my Elemental Shaman. I did put one video or one screenshot of him in a video. It was really funny. It was from like season 1, and I'd been 70 for like 2 days, and joined an arena team to do 10 games for points. So my arena rating was like 1300. And I had like complete shit gear. It was funny. Yeah, exactly. There's so many fun classes that I know a hunter main, so I've got that going for me. But the alt, it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I need to get closer.
That's 2 for rogue. Ooh. The only bad thing about my rogue is it's a orc rogue. Now, orc rogue is good, don't get me wrong, but originally I played an undead rogue, so I don't know if they're going to bring, maybe they'll bring in race changes, actually. That's something they might add in. I kind of hate race changes, but on the one hand, they are really nice for PvP. I mean, you can have people, I don't even remember these fucking centaur here. You can have people say like, oh, this race is the best for this class in PvP. And even if it's good advice, honestly, I like to play around with it. You know, it's hard to just take the advice there, because something like Shadow Meld, people will generally tell you sucks. And yeah, it kind of can, but there are a lot of really good uses for it that people don't really bring up. My warrior was a night elf, and I never saw anybody else do this, but if you just shadow meld like right before you get to somebody's range, just shadow meld, they're going to keep moving forward, and then you can charge from shadow meld, whereas another race would have gotten in combat and not been able to charge. So that's actually like a really big thing. It helped a lot in arena that nobody talks about. So as much as I hate race changes, especially paid ones, it is nice to be able to actually try that shit out, because you can always find stuff that people just don't know about or don't talk about. Priest Undead a year ago. Nice. Yeah, not Night Elf is not useless. Even Night Elf Hunter, the only bad thing about it is, actually, I think Night Elf Hunter is worse in BC than it was in vanilla. Since we're not going to be doing so much in the way of an aim shot, but I don't know, you can. Aim shot isn't. It's not that aim shot is garbage. It's just steady shot is so good, so you can still do. You can still do an aim shot from Shadow Meld.
It's too far away.
Yeah, you can do really fun mind games with Shadow Meld like that, because you can have your pet stealth and be there with you, or you can put him on stay and go Shadow Meld elsewhere. A lot of really cool things you can do with Shadow Meld that people just don't give it credit for. You want to see Enhanced Shaman? I don't know. I don't know if I could level another Enhanced Shaman. Or level Shaman as Enhanced again. I liked it in BC. I really did, but it's like, I don't know if I want to do that one again. No, it was good. But everything is good. Like, that's kind of the tough thing here. Like, you could say any class and I'd be like, ooh, maybe that sounds fun. The only one I'm not gonna do, all right, that's not even true. I was gonna say I'm not gonna do Warlock, but even that, like, maybe, I don't know. Actually, speaking of Rogue though, I leveled a Rogue in Classic, and I did make a couple videos on it. and I actually didn't release one. So I had all this footage for it, where it was going to be the most fun kills that I did on Rogue. And I had like 30 of them. And it was pretty fun. A lot of them were really cool. But I just never released that video. I don't know if it's worth doing now. It's so late. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it. Some of those kills were pretty fun. I had one. Oh shit, I'm dead. This is it. Goodbye, guys. We're fucking dead. Get the fuck out. Run. Gun it. This is where you gun it. You stun and then run. Really wish I had Moonfire. God, that was close. I almost had it. Almost had it. Yeah, that was. I remember that. Pre-patch getting all those new ones. I can't wait to jump into PvP. Start racking up honor points. Rogue is the one thing you're not playing for sure. That's interesting. Shadow Priest. Ooh, man, I played a lot of Priest in BC. A lot. Priest is so much fun. Oh, but actually, I mainly played Disc. I obviously leveled as Shadow, but I don't think I PvP'd at all as Shadow. I really quickly got pretty decent arena teams as Disc, so I remember it was really funny because there was this, I had no idea who the fuck they were. It was just some random mage in Rogue, and they're like, we can't find a priest. And I'm like, dude, I'm level 67. And he's like, I know. We want you to play with us when you get to 70. And I'm like, okay. And I actually did. I was like, those guys were serious. So when I got to the level 70 and just had, you know, leveling greens, and we got to like 1800 right away. To be fair, I was really good at Priest. So I don't know why it's not, Jesus Christ, dude, die. Healing in PvP has never been like my favorite, but I've always been really good at that. Like, there are a lot of classes that I can play in PvP, and it's like, you know what? If I practice a lot, I might get all right, but I'm just not that great at it. Like, I can tell I'm never going to be like, you know, an amazing player at this class. Priest was not one of those. I was always really good at Priest. Even in vanilla, I did a lot of PvP with, I doubt anybody knows him, but there was a really big guild at the time in vanilla called Fires of Heaven on High Jaw, and I played with, they had two Grand Marshals and High Warlords in that guild. One of them was Crims. I played with that guy a lot, and a lot of other people. Those are really fun times. But for some reason, I just don't enjoy it all that much. Even though I was good at it, I don't know. The only time I think I really enjoyed playing Disc was in RMP when you have a little room, right? And you start controlling the game, especially with mana burns. Getting those mana burns out on a priest just totally changes the game. Like, that can easily win you the game. Where are these goddamn... Alright. I'm not liking Mulgore, guys. I'm not liking... I'm not enjoying Mulgore. You're not gonna like it when they aren't as good. Well...
I can't carry anymore.
Jesus Christ. What is with the mob density here? This is crazy. So... Alright. I have a lot to say about that. But I said all of it in the video I'm working on, so just watch that next video. Watch the rogue section. And I got a lot to say about rogue in BC. Disc Priest, Hunter, Resto, Druid. You got it, buddy. We're just gonna win one Viper Sting at a time. I hate comps like that, okay? I hate them. But I might try it. Like, I'm open to trying any combo for alright, I'm gonna delete the hearth. I just need the backspace. I'm gonna try like any combo for Hunter, even if it's one like that I normally would not enjoy. If this is the first stream you've made it to, which probably is for a lot of you because I have not had the time to stream lately. I usually do put up face cam when we're just chatting like this and, you know, leveling and alt and stuff. I just didn't do it today because, like I said, yeah, I was pretty blasted when I started streaming. That was a lot of beer. And going to be a shorter stream today, and I didn't feel like setting up my green screen for it. But normally I do. When I'm, you know, streaming and talking to people like that, I think it's better to have face cam on. But yeah, I will do that next time. Actually, since I built that new PC as well, I need to get a new capture card. I have one now that'll work, but it's not great. 5s with 5 hunters. Bro, you know what? I'm thinking along those lines. I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna try it. Like, no joke, I'll seriously try it just to see. I mean, it's probably gonna suck, but just to try it, I'm gonna run like a rush down comp, right? Like BM Hunter, Ass Rogue, something like that. Where you just fucking open up, take them out. 30-second games. I'm gonna try something like that. Yeah, 5 BM Hunters, or even two BM Hunters and 2s. I'll try it. I don't care. I have thrown out. All right, I don't want to say I've thrown it out, but any combo that people would immediately think like that doesn't sound good. That's not gonna be good. I'll still try it. I want to try it and just see, because the game's a lot different now. So I don't know. I think there is a lot to be discovered for Hunter PvP. And that's true of other classes, but I think Hunter the most, because if you look at like private servers, you don't see that many Hunters on the ladder. There'll be a couple. You might see like a Hunter and 2s with a disc, or you might see Thug Cleave, something like that, but not that many. Yeah, you can use Bloodlust. You can use Bloodlust all throughout TBC. It wasn't until, weirdly, Kata that they took that out. So you can do that. And actually, I do want to try Beast Cleave, because yeah, the amount of new stuff will be found. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, man. But I really want to try Beast Cleave, because I only got to play Beast Cleave as Shaman. And while I did do that some in BC, it was mostly in Wrath. And I remember Wrath was the days of Trap Launcher, right? That shit was weird. I never liked Trap Launcher. But you do get, I don't know, you do get wolves and you get exotic beasts, so it is a lot different in Wrath. But man, I have such bad memories with Trap Launcher. I hated that fucking thing. Shamans are not great in PvP. I don't know. I hate to say not great.
I've been expecting you.
It's,
Walk with the Earth Mother.
I wouldn't. This is also something I talked about in the video. So it's not that they're not great. It's that the weaknesses they have really need to be filled by their partners, so their comps are more limited, but they can excel. I mean, Turbo's a fun comp. Turbo can do good. You can do that with Shaman as Enhance, or you can do that with Shaman as Resto. What about like an Ellie Shaman though? That's tough. Like I said, I played Boomkin, Ellie Shaman, and then we'd have Disc Healing. And it wasn't that bad actually. So probably a Frost Mage would have been better. But Druid still has Roots and Cyclone, so he could peel for me decently. But I don't know, it's just so easy to train a Shaman of any spec. I wouldn't say they're bad, but they do have more limited comps. Interesting to see the Hunter Drain comp. I'm not a big fan of Drain comps, but like I said, I will try it, at least for a little while. But if I can find the people to do it, I'll try it. I'll try every comp. I would say the two comps that I'm most interested in trying right now for threes are Jungle Cleave. I never saw anybody play Jungle Cleave in BC. Obviously, that became more of a thing later, so I'd like to see how it performs in BC. If you don't know, Jungle Cleave is Feral Druid Hunter, and then usually Disc Priest. I'd like to do Thug Cleave, which is the same thing, but you swap a rogue in instead of the Feral. But then from there, I want to try more weird stuff, like I mentioned earlier, Marks Hunter and Shadow Priest. I really, really want to try that. Just having that massive silence, that's crazy. But also, another thing to think about, having a priest with a hunter is going to be really good. Really, really good, because your traps, remember, they have an arming time now. So for 2 seconds, they don't do anything. So it's really easy for somebody to dance around your trap. So you can do stuff like kind of hide your traps and, you know, hide them on a pillar and have your whoever's being trained kind of kite around the pillar. But something I never ever saw back in the day, and I think we're going to see more, is more mind controls. I barely ever used it, and I don't think I ever got mind controlled. Like, I can't remember that ever happening to me. So mind controlling somebody into a trap, that's pretty nice, because that trap's not going to trigger until mind control breaks too. So that's a really long CC chain there from Hunter and Priest. You can also fear after, that's pretty nice. Shadow Hunter Priest. Shadow Hunter, oh shit, that's a TV show and it's garbage. Shadow Priest Hunter Pally is shockingly good. That's what I'm saying, man. I think that Shadow Priest Hunter combo is actually a lot better than you might think. Feral Druid Hunter, yeah. I definitely want to try that, yeah. Do that in 2s instead of Kitty Cleave in 3s, or instead of Jungle. But actually, I want to play Kitty Cleave too with my warrior. But you know what? I ended up streaming quite a bit longer than I thought I would today. I am fucking tired. So I think that is where we're going to end it today. I don't know why I played this druid, but I did. And, you know, I had a great time talking TBC with you guys. It's really great. This has been a great day. We've got a really good, really good reveal there. What I will do is the video that I'm working on right now, there's no way I'm going to get it done by Monday. So what I want to do is I want to take, it's really good actually talking with everybody, because that gave me some ideas of what to put in this video that I'm going to do for Monday now, since the other one's not going to be done. I'm going to talk about all that's known for TBC, everything that they announced, everything that's concrete, everything that's not concrete, but we have a good idea on, and then the things we still need to know, and maybe some of the things that might come down the pipeline, like race changes, dual spec, that sort of thing. But yeah, really appreciate you all being here tonight. It was a great stream, and I will see you all for that video on Monday.